devastating. That being said, both drafts I feel like got kind of weird. I'd say Gladiators looks a little bit more on the quote-unquote normal side, but Liquid, it's a fast-paced draft. They don't have your traditional kind of carry, but hey, from what we've seen with Liquid, they've made these type of strategies work nicely for them. But yeah, I don't know which one I'm looking at because I don't know how to feel about the Jakiro as well too.
Well, you saw there the shout out right at the beginning. Game 3, William Lee, and ooh, Celery getting up close there with Mikke as well. Early boots laid out. Boxy gets his ward down quickly. Yep. Ends up having all the rest of the items being brought out to him after. I feel like it was one of those things where the draft looked normal on both sides, and then Liquid's like, all right, we're going to take carry Kunkka.
Yeah.
And we're going to, actually, sorry, mid Kunkka and then put the DP safe lane. And then Gaimin had like a long time to think about it, and they're like, okay, Jakiro off lane. And it's like, if you're doing weird stuff, we're going to do weird stuff too. I
really wonder what the big appeal is to the Jakiro, especially when you're playing into Rubik, like I was mentioning. You're very slow. You can't be very, you can't be pressured a lot. Maybe he was thinking of some type of, we'll wait for that for a second.
Oh, looks like they're going to be okay.
I think maybe he was, another hook in Duracho. It's an annoying one for sure, but Nisha should be fine.
Oh, good cut, good cut.
Beautifully done. Maybe he was thinking, like, I might be laning versus an Undying. Let me think of, like, an int hero that's going to be able to go for Greaves for my team, and Greaves pipe kind of build. So I think maybe that's the style that Ace was looking for. But, yeah, picking into the Rubik can be tough, but let's see if it does work out for him.
And, you know, Nat, Kezu, they're both talking about this Tidehunter potential pick. I think that, you know, when you saw that Slark get banned out, that's what was on your mind as well.
Yeah.
And it felt like after that, it was like Liquid don't want to play into that anymore. Don't want to have to deal with that. So instead, head off the other direction. Does he get the deny there? Ooh, well played by Quinn.
Quinn gets it. Yeah, this should be a pretty good lane for him versus the Kunkka. In mid-game, they do have ways to get on this sniper, but I'm going to be looking at top lane, seeing how this one does, because it's just a strange lane, which I say strange, but it's still strong. You know, Jakiro tree versus this Undying. Undying usually thrives when he's playing versus a strength offlaner, so yeah, let's see what Ace is going to do. I think the pipe mech thing is what I was looking for, though, because they did this versus Nigma the other day when they're playing the Witch Doctor, be it, you know, a lot better build up, at least for those pairings. They're playing versus Kunkka, Death Prophet. If they can outlast the damage, maybe that's what they're looking at with this hero. Is a courier just walks in and dies. Oopsie.
Well played there, able to get him. And yeah, Insania being forced back a little bit. You think about how much damage he did on that tree in the last game, and well, he is going to have to sort of work double time here to sort of make it happen again on this Undying. But interesting things to watch for. I also want to see how aggro and sort of on the map we see Nisha early, because I feel like this Kunkka has so much potential to pop off in this game. You get that level 6, you know, immediately start trying to skill up the X's potentially, can really rotate around and I think find kills on all of the core heroes in this game easily.
Agreed, especially a slow hero like Jakiro. 290 movement speed in the off lane can easily get punished and ran down. So yeah, definitely that one. Another hook lands, bottom, Boxy.
Oh, chase down, in some trouble, but Duracho, he's gone in a bit too far. Fairy Fire trying to stay alive. Does he pop it? No, they can't get him away, so Zai gets the rundown.
Boxy
trying to escape from this one, but the bushwhack is there, so Tofu will get a return kill.
And cool to see that he still does, even when he's playing Rubik as a 4 position, buys the Blightstone. So they're playing versus Pudge. I mentioned it last time. Pudge low armor can always get punished when you are playing versus like a Blightstone plus physical damage lane is Quinn. He's got the salve. Still doing very well in the mid matchup. But so is Nisha, so very even.
Yeah, we'll both have their bottles ready to go and then pick up a bounty, or rather a water rune apiece. As Celery forced back again by Insania, and you can see Ace trying to put the pressure onto Mikke here, throwing those dual breaths out, making his life kind of miserable.
Tough to bully this Death Prophet up here with these two. Once level 3 is out, let's see how much they can do. Jakiro level 2 dual breath if he wants it. Goes for the level 2 liquid fire for now. Okay. Just constant harassment. That means not trying to like fully commit for kill, just whittle them down slowly. Another hook, but it doesn't matter. They're on top of him.
That is really rough. Duracho just came back there. He doesn't have a TP to get back to lane. And Tofu now does have 2 points up in the bushwhack. Can connect Zai for a moment, but I mean, the tower? Okay. Got some good damage out there. Still, he is on the verge of being dove here.
He's got a pull off though, so they are losing the whole wave during this. But Tofu,
Fairy Fire tries to escape again. He has another bushwhack, can throw it back onto Boxy if he wants. Boxy getting up close and, well, there it is. Enough for the bring down. So
Nicely
that
done.
one hurts a lot. And they actually waited that whole time. Dyrachyo on base misses the hook from up close. Oh, man.
And Zai, during all this, if you've been watching on the left side of your screen, he takes that stack pull. So he actually kills off the creep wave as well as that, too. So nicely spread out there between him and Boxy. Yeah, Boxy. I love this Blightstone pickup. It's, you know, it's not the most traditional thing you see on Rubik's, but working really well versus the Pudge low armor.
Yeah, I think he's been doing this on, he did it on his Hoodwink last game,
Yeah.
too. Really frustrating to play against. A nice interrupt there of the pull. So Boxy not able to connect that one over.
Yeah, on Hoodwink, I'd say it's like that's a core. You always go for that type of build, right? But on Rubik, it's like you want your boots, you want your
Yeah.
arcane. So it's cool to see slight little adaptation. And yeah, this bottom lane looks rough now for the side of Gaimin Gladiators. I don't really know how Dyrachyo stays down here too confidently unless they start landing hooks under towers.
And there's not really a great opportunity to, like, rotate anybody either. Sniper doesn't want to leave.
No.
Ace definitely needs the tree in this lane, otherwise he gets sort of owned. So they're left on an island, and after those couple of kills, it's only a level 3 Pudge right now. Zai a whole level ahead of him, although does manage to move on in there and get a creep taken away.
He might die, though. He stepped up really far bottom. Dyrachyo.
Good bushwhack. Separates them.
He's got a salve, too, so he'll be okay.
The sort of slight salvation, of course, that they've also got is going to be this Sniper slightly ahead of Nisha. It's not anything to super write home about, but in terms of levels, it looks like Quinn is going to hit level 6 slightly before him there.
Yeah, I think the Kunkka one is much more impactful, though, right? Like Quinn,
Yeah.
he might not even skill the Assassinate, right? Nisha, once he's got 6, someone's going to rotate. So eyes on power runes, eyes on these rotations upcoming. Now Tofu, again.
Already used the bushwhack. Tries to get away, pops the stick, and run down, though, and Boxy on a killing spree here. And, I mean, you look at this. Dyrachyo could be in trouble, too.
He tries to hook the catapult. Zai gets in front of it, though.
Right on top of him.
Nicely done. Bottom lane looking really beneficial here for Liquid. I mean, Blightstone, yeah, super good. It's really paying off. Power rune. Quinn will get it. Will be a regen. So that's a bit fortunate there, I would say, for Quinn.
Yeah.
If it's like a haste or something top, then or DD, then you could definitely see a quick rotation, perhaps to try to set up onto him.
Does have that level 6 now. Needs to be really wary.
Yeah. Yeah, Nisha pinging it, or Boxy probably pinging it out already. He's making the move over. They want to kill Quinn.
Can they do it, though?
Quinn's got double Wraith Pen and Raindrop. Is this going to be enough to save him? He sees him, too. He's got the ward down.
Yeah, they're ready and perfectly fine, it looks like. So yeah, Boxy realizes that the ward's in the area, immediately backs away, and obviously no rune here either for him to find. Dual breath throwback there onto Mickey, as Jakiro still sitting pretty comfortably. Second highest net worth in the game right now.
Doing well. Not slowing down the Death Prophet by any means, but not getting bullied by a lane bullier like Undying, so it's really, yeah, it's working out right now for them inside the laning phase. But I'm still just looking at the Pudge now, who's... Dyrachyo has to go jungle. He actually can't lane bottom anymore. Last game, I believe I think he had his Vanguard maybe already finished at this point, so he could stay versus Zai alone. So now this opens up the map for the supports, right? We're going to see the Rubik, Boxy. He's actually going to occupy mid. We saw T do a segment about this, albeit it was Insania playing it, but this is a specialty from Liquid that they like to do with sharing net worth. As here comes Nisha.
Yeah, and this is going to be an easy kill here on the Celery. Likely will save the boat as Mickey runs him down, and, well... was wondering if Nisha was going to try and sneak away that kill, but doesn't go for it.
He doesn't even use Torrent. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to waste any mana. Oh, and he's going to find a courier. Okay, well, that was Dyrachyo's.
That's the Vanguard going to be slowed down even that much further. That's got to be frustrating for him, because he can't. It's really hard to walk up to Zai's secret shop too, and you can see how far back Quinn has to play when these rotations come on in. So all of the cores, this is looking again very much like game number 1.
Yeah, Liquid, I mean, Boxy is off to a tremendous start on this Rubik. He's almost the same net worth as the Pudge, near level 6, and it's a really damn good Rubik game, as I was saying before, versus Jakiro, but not even just including that. There's a Hoodwink, there's a Pudge, there's Tree, plethora of spells that he can go for stealing is Tofu.
Yeah, has to bushwhack those spiders, try and get out of there. Another
God.
courier kill.
How many couriers? There's like 8 couriers dead or something, it feels like, in this early game. Good God.
That is tough.
Yeah. And now Dyrachyo, Insania, he's got to him. They're diving him.
Does not have a TP to get out of here. Dyrachyo is going to get dove, and the hook off the mark. They managed to find him. Quinn, though, he made the rotation.
There's
He's
a
under a
tombstone.
tombstone. Does he have enough damage to take out Zai, though? He actually might. The rundown is there. A couple more punches, and they will turn onto that tombstone. So they keep the tower alive, but Insania is still there. And
here comes Liquid.
I mean, everybody. Literally all of Liquid is down bottom trying to run at these heroes. They will find Tofu, and that will be enough to find that kill. But 5 heroes bottom, they don't get Quinn.
We've seen Liquid do this a lot. Bring all 5 pre-10 minutes to the safe lane just to finish off that tower. Interesting.
Yeah, because normally this is the type of move that I feel like people would have criticized in the past, although Foxy trying to get vision onto Quinn.
He's level 6 already on this Rubik.
Yeah, he's had a good game.
Yep. It's also, oh wow, Quinn actually max shrapnel this game too. So if Boxy's able to get a steal onto the sniper too, I mean, all the spells that he can get are just super dangerous. Oh, TP mid. Tofu. Might have just landed into his own death, perhaps. Is Nisha close enough?
Lifton, chasing, torrenting, dodging.
Nice play.
Ace again, the main one that is seeming like he's having a good game, as you can see down in the corner, takes that tower and sitting fairly high up in the net worth.
Mid tower now. They're doing the tree, the last track play, as we like to call it.
Oh yeah.
Sit in the trees and get that damage going onto it. We'll start slowing it down.
That shrapnel's still there. Boxy moves on in, finds it.
Nope.
But nope.
Nicely
Good cover.
Done. Nicely done for Quinn.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah. Saw him for a second there. But now bringing the squad. Liquid. All 5 in the area.
Celery just walks into a very dangerous spot. The boat, it's going to pull him back in. The hook not going to keep that tree alive. And now with tree dead, I mean, I guess tree armor had already been used, but it's going to be enough to take this mid-tier 1 tower. So Liquid, they make that rotation bottom, they take the tower, and then walk as 5 to take mid.
Love the moves. Just opening up the map perfectly. They're like, okay, Jakiro's farming, but when you say that to yourself, you're like, oh, okay, whatever, Jakiro's farming, who cares?
Right.
So AC is getting good damage up top, but yeah, map definitely going to be shrinking a lot here for the Pudge, even for the supports. How are these supports doing even? 5 and 5 on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, but a difficult place for them to show up versus this Brute. Oh, hook!
That's what they needed right there. Finds him off to the side, and Celery appreciating what he's seen. The ward was actually over, not in the area that they think it was.
Yeah, it was on the right side, a bit more toward the medium camp. Duracho made the Pudge look really good last game. He's had a tough start here to this one, but starting to make up for it. Some nice tips going on. And my favorite voice lines, the Undying ones.
No brains. That's how it goes. Well, this is the type of plays that they need to make. And likewise, Quinn just going straight into, I believe, that Mask of Madness.
Okay.
Max amount of damage possible for the little itty-bitty sniper man.
I feel pretty worried for this little sniper man, to be honest with you, at the moment. They've got the Jakiro getting all these good levels, but that just means that Rubik's going to have better spells to steal. And Liquid, they're not slowing down. Playing super aggressive so far here. Even Duracho, again, getting gone on.
Pops the ulti, pulls him in a little bit closer, does get that hit with the sharpshooter, but Duracho TP's away. And the X to full back on to Tofu. And stealing some scurry action, but that's going to be a hoodwink dead.
Okay. Gives up the scurry only, at least. Not giving up bushwhack. Nicely done. They're covering their spells decently. The sniper and the hoodwink here. The Liquid with overwhelming pressure, while Gaimin Gladiator is just looking to play a bit of a farm game to slow things down.
Celery. Duracho in the area.
He covered it. Ooh, okay, he did it. He popped the rot, but it was a second late, so it's not a hook steal, but it's still a big one.
Yeah, that one pre-15 isn't as bad as it is later. When you get shard on Rubik with this member, it feels real bad to give that one up.
Definitely, especially with max supremacy where you just have crazy cast range. Nisha's gone for a Blade Mail, a traditional old school counter to the sniper. That's cool. And maybe even towards Jakiro. We're going to have to see how this works out.
If he just stands in the macro pyre.
That'd be pretty cool. You're going to Ags macro pyre me, I'll Ags macro pyre you back later on.
Although he does have Guardian Greaves already done on this Jakiro. So, like we said, all of that farming, it's turned into one of the best items of this patch, it feels like. Every offlaner picks this thing up as, well, Insania, bushwhacks off the mark, but the hook, that's the one that counts. They find him there, trying to bring him down on this Undying, but Rubik moves on in, and now Rubik, maybe in some trouble, drops down that macro pyre. Foxy trying to escape from it. Celery still in some trouble, and Ace eventually is going to get pulled back in here and killed off. So they take down two, one of them being the core, and now Zai and Mickey running forward into the rest of Gaimin Gladiators. They thought they could take that fight easy.
Exorcism was used. Doesn't really get too much, but either way, that's the Jakiro who's free farming off lane, showing up with Greaves and just instantly dying, also giving up a really good spell to Boxy. Dual Breath maxed.
Right. And you know, you see the Greaves completed for the Jakiro. It's going to be piped for Zai.
Yep.
So much magic damage on this lineup.
Yeah, most of the damage on the side of Gaimin Gladiators early game, it's all magic. Sniper eventually is going to start doing some good physical, but for the most part, playing around Shrapnel early. Yeah, this pipe could be an excellent solution, as we saw earlier, right? Versus the Lesh, kind of similar. I've seen this so many times versus these Pudges and Leshes and stuff like that. These pipes can just change the outcomes.
You can see now, too, that X marks the spot. TP's back home. They're feeling quite good, but you see Gaimin Gladiators wanting to make a counter move. They have a ward up here, and they scout out Mickey. Now, this would be a big pickoff if they can get it. That ward just now expiring, too.
They got a chain stun him, though.
Oh, they missed the bushwhack. Hook in, though.
Oh.
Dodges. Well played.
High five.
Giving the high five to tell him to get out of here.
If they don't chain stun this Death Prophet, they won't get the kill. If he gets like 2 siphons off, he's going to be just fine, so.
Lift back.
Ace.
Trouble now. Has Macro Pyre again, but oh, look at it. The Blade Mail there does have Guardian Greaves. Tries to get away, but it's not going to happen. And well, now in more trouble, Tofu is going to get dropped by Mickey. Liquid firing on all cylinders here.
Oh, even getting the solo kill.
Dude.
Insane. And Zai's taking bottom tower. Everything's falling apart here for Gaimin Gladiators. Ace has now shown up twice. This time steps up way too far forward, gets full comboed.
I mean, that's one of those moments too, right? Where you look at what could have happened. If they find Mickey there, if that ward doesn't expire, if they're there a couple seconds earlier, they maybe get that kill, and it could have turned this all around. Instead, it's Liquid that little bit faster, now taking this bottom tier 2 tower and shutting down the map.
And they're going to have... Mickey's actually about to have level 2 Exorcism, so some big openings for Liquid to even go for Roche next. They can just pop level 2 Exo, walk into there, and starting to feel difficult for Gaimin Gladiators to take a fight into this lineup. They're just so strong at fighting early game. And Sniper, if he gets caught... If Sniper Jakiro feels like they get caught by an X, they're just absolutely dead in every one of these fights, so... Liquid, the answers seem to be there versus Gaimin Gladiators so far.
I mean, it really was such a good pickup there, that Conga in the last phase. And Jakiro seeing some of the weaknesses. You know, he kind of struggles to the same things that Sniper does.
Yeah.
And, well, if you can get him, game looks pretty freaking rough.
Yeah, Ace has to be way more careful with how he stands. You want to kind of frontline because you're the offlaner, but as you said, there's just so much overwhelming damage that Liquid has right now. Celery...
The hook doesn't connect. It can't get there close enough. And yeah, Celery, he's going to be brought down eventually there. That long-range dual breath. And the kill.
Yep. Feels like Roche is next on the menu. They have Tombstone, they have Flesh Golem in 20, and they have Exorcism level 2 up as well. So probably look to set up some wards around the area and then just, yeah, I think they can just waltz into Roche Pit.
Dude, they can't touch Nisha. Nisha is going to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Feels like most of Liquid is going to start doing whatever they want here at this point as Ace.
Finds him. They've also got, after that Torrent, dude, the Blade Mail.
Oh my
God. With the full pullback. And now look at them, 5 heroes running together in concert saying, come deal with us. They do not appear to care all that much at all.
X.
And the pullback's there. The tidal wave. They're all in trouble. They're all going to die.
Good God.
Liquid, they are pretty strong. And 10k gold in the lead now at 17 minutes. When it's an even draft, it just feels so tough.
Yeah, they're making this one looks pretty easy, just the way they're diving heroes. Ace, now third death, he shows up and just dies immediately again. They're making this offlane Jakiro look like a support. As yeah, Nisha, I love this, him buying Shard early. Looks beautiful. Like we were saying, positioning is the key for this Jakiro and Sniper, and now he can just move them out of position over and over again.
And legitimately, the Blade Mail is really good.
It is. It's actually owning.
That's sick.
Versus both, right? Versus the Sniper and the Jakiro. Nobody can really focus fire this Kunkka as 11k gold lead.
I mean, you can see some of the ideas, and I feel like the big thought that Gaimin Gladiators had this game was to run with Dyrachyo up front and center on this Pudge, but that lane, it just went so poorly, and that kind of led to everything else falling apart. Now Ace has to play this frontliner instead of the Pudge. It's feeling rough.
Yeah, it's feeling really awkward. Last game, like, he got such an early Vanguard because he got all these kills on Boxy, right? Like on the Willow.
Yeah.
This time around, it was the opposite. Boxy was the one who was getting constantly kills onto the Pudge and getting really good item timings. Yeah, Liquid feels like now they're not playing with any pretty much any cooldowns. Sure, Death Prophet ult is down, but it still feels like they can get aggressive.
Very, very strong couple of minutes coming up here.
Spooky spiders.
Celery, as has been a problem for a little bit this game, is just going to go down. The tree will fall.
Good God.
I mean, well, Macro Pyre, try and kill him off.
But Ace, he's in the front again.
And the hook to finish. Okay, they take down Insania. But Celery already dead, and Ace, yeah, nowhere left to go for the poor old Jakiro.
Just such ease to be able to catch this Jakiro. So slow. Waltzing up, gets caught by another X, gets grabbed.
I mean, this is why often you see like those 4 staffs getting picked up early or something like that, but he just wasn't able to get into it quickly enough. And of course, supports can't get there either. And Quinn, oh my God, playing pretty close to the Kunkka there.
They're all poor. That's really what it's coming down to. They've gone for the shard on the Hoodwink for damage, and the tree has arcane boots, but yeah, nowhere near that.
You know, what I have noticed is that if you have money, it helps you in Dota a little bit. You get more gold, it's pretty good.
Yep. And now map, yeah, continue to shrink. There's Greaves and Pipe on Zai now.
Dude. Oh my God, the spider. He gets to play 3 games in a row and then just goes like the same item build in 2 of them and owns with it.
It works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, if it is broke, fix it. Wait, what?
That's Valve's job.
There you go. Yep. And now Roche time, it's just going to be 2 people. They use Flesh Golem, plus Tombstone, plus Exorcism. They're going to be able to bring it down. And Quinn continues to try to find farm. He's 0-0 on this sniper. But he's so damn fragile.
He has just had to hide away that entire time. You see Insania, too, picking up that Holy Locket. So more ways to make sure that his cores survive.
I like it.
If Mickey can live through the fight, it's going to be a good one. That's how it feels.
Nisha with a very early BKB.
Yeah, this could be maybe a chance for a turnaround here. Quinn's not really that close, but they find Duraccio. Zai there, looking for the root. They connect onto him, but look at the damage that's coming out. It's way too much. Ace gets pulled back in, tries to bring down Zai. Do they have the damage to kill off the spider? Quinn plinking away at him, but hides to the side, and that Holy Locket is there for the turn. They kill off the sniper. They're going to kill them all. Well, they don't have a chance here. Duraccio hoping, looking, finds the kill there onto Zai. But, yeah, a pure victory if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, you know, they made them bleed once, but that's just about it. As Liquid this time around, they're just cruising right through this game. Great heals coming out from Insania, and now the push coming out. Sniper, we saw it. He's poking him, but it really just feels like very soft pokes. This doesn't really do too much damage at this point.
Way too much armor, way too much magic resistance, and of course, even when they pop that BKB early, it doesn't really feel like it matters as Ace will not get pulled into a torrent, not wanting to use that mana at the moment.
With the tower.
Fallen.
Almost.
It goes down.
And no back away. Structural damage. Emotional damage. Hero damage continues to be just Liquid's favor. And oh, look, a regen rune.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I mean, the other thing is that, of course, they've also got the answer of, you know, being able to just XTP back to base if they need to. But a smoke out, and it feels like for Gaimin Gladiators, this is desperation mode.
Yeah, and Mickey's, look how farmed this Death Prophet is. Not only with the Aegis, but Octarine plus Witchblade, so yeah, unbelievably strong.
Duraccio with Ags does show on this lane. Now they're going to try and bait this out. They move right on in. They find him. The silence is there. Guardian Greaves, Macro Pyre down. Immediately Blade Mail gets obliterated. Duraccio tries to escape. They get the overgrowth. It's only to try and get out of there. But Quinn on top of them, no, they're going to fall. They don't have enough to bring down Zai. And with everybody dead again, the X connection onto Tofu. They move on out. They catch him. That might have even been a cut right there, but they find the final touch as Boxy brings him down. Celery, the last one alive. It has all fallen apart for Gaimin Gladiators in this game number 3. Liquid, too good.
It's been all over for a while. The way that they pressure the map this game, it looks reminiscent of the first game. They just dominate those lanes, dominate the map too much. And yeah, Gaimin Gladiators feels like they're on the back foot since minute 8 when they do TP in. Even when Ace shows up, he's just so fragile as the Jakiro. He is now below the net worth of the Rubik, and Boxy soon to surpass Quinn and Duraccio as well.
Yeah, Boxy, a standout performance, as we've grown accustomed to throughout this entire DPC circuit. Liquid, across their players, are just looking in top form.
Yeah, they're like, this time, didn't give you the Huskar, we don't have an Ember, we picked safer lanes, and executed perfectly. And didn't let Duraccio get online either.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely felt like the real crux of it. And to be honest, if we think even to the last game, a lot of the thing that made Zai struggle in that one was the fact that Boxy had to stay mid for that first level. And so that kind of ruined 2 of their lanes in a way.
Yeah, I mean, even Boxy's game was tough too because he kept getting hooked, and versus Pudge, it's hard as Willow. You just get ran down. Rubik has so many ways to play around it, just throwing the Pudge away and whatnot. As Boxy, see how farmed he is. I mean, all of them, of course, as we've been mentioning, but yeah, just playing perfectly off each other.
What are you doing?
Trying to get a spell steal, that's what.
Okay, that's cool.
Nice little play. Nobody's got any Yules or anything, not even close, so.
Oh, did Nisha take the talent for the movement speed? He did.
What the?
He didn't take the Tidebringer one.
I didn't even see that. That's a good call.
Interesting.
That's the first time in Pro Dota that this talent has been picked up, I think, actually.
Dude, you know what it was? Nisha remembers when he was playing that Tusk and then Rubik was Xing him. He's like, this needs to be faster.
Oh, yeah. That's true. DD in the bottle. Death Prophet level 18.
Jumps in,
They
finds
get the grab.
one, the lift, the pullback, and right on top of him, brings Quinn to the grave. They're going to find Ace, kill him off too, and with the exorcism going, sight set on that bottom tier 3 tower.
Good God. Really nice way to jump and start fights with the X. Look at this, Boxy just hunting constantly with it. Yeah, pretty cool. I like it.
You can get so much distance.
Yeah, it's actually pretty neat. It moves at 430 movement speed as pressure on all fronts, these last few buildings going down.
They don't really have a way to contest this at all, particularly not without their other 2 cores, but the DD there, Boxy jumps in as Ice Path steals something else. It's the boomerang. Hey, how you doing, Celery? Come on back here, why don't you? They don't quite have enough damage to kill him off, but the Ags is done on Zai. They've taken the other tier 3 tower. 2 sets of racks gone, and Duraccio, oh, can he get past the root? Nope.
Now their base has been claimed.
This is no longer yours.
No, brood webs everywhere, spinner snare everywhere. The final racks.
Gonna clean this one up here.
They can keep doing these jumps too. Where do you play as Quinn? Look where Boxy can initiate from.
And if they ever get anything to try and control him, there's no Yule Scepter here. There's nothing to stop it. So they're ready.
Feels like anyone just dies if they get the initial catch on them. There we go. DP ults back up.
Immediately jumps in right on top of that Pudge, trying to kill him off. He has a lot of regen coming in, but will it be enough? Wants to get the bite onto Mickey, but is just going to die. They do have a buyback now, but racks are already taken. Celery's going to die off to the right. More and more fall. Quinn
Mickey
trying to do what damage he can, but Mickey, the Spirit Siphon, is there for the turn. They find him for the kill, the overgrowth. It won't be enough. Another round of buybacks. Can they kill off Mickey? Can they kill off Nisha? They are starting to get lower and lower, and they do die. Duraccio finds a triple kill, but guess what? The base is gone. And Liquid, very comfy with taking all those buybacks and doing the structural damage.
Yep. Gaimin Gladiators has to just full commit and suicide themselves to just kill them off, but yeah, damage is done. Mega creeps.
Dude, Quinn is smiling.
I mean, they have to know for the last like 15 minutes or something, or like 12 minutes that this game is just completely over. But now, do we queue up the rapiers on the sniper? I don't think it even matters, actually, because he'll just get grabbed from a distance. He needs BKB, but yeah, either way, doesn't matter. It's Liquid. Gonna wait for the respawn to close this one out.
27 minutes, next round of neutrals coming out. Titan Silver, Sliver, all the rest of it. Oh, Zai.
Oh, Quinn.
He's hunting.
He's got a TP out. Does he get him with the snare? It's 1 second. No, can't quite.
Chance. Well, we've seen some pretty cool stuff coming out from these teams here, particularly I feel like Liquid.
Yeah, we also got to see the offlane Jakiro that I think we'll never see again. Sorry, Hobo.
Oh, no.
Ace tried, he got the farm, but yeah, it just, you could see the, him walking up trying to be the pseudo frontliner, just, it didn't work whatsoever this time around. Liquid had all the answers. How many webs does he have here? Is that like 6? 1, 2? A lot of webs stacked up.
Just trying to blot out the sun. Yeah. Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
You can see as, again, Liquid can play this about as safe as they want to. Aether Lens done on the Brood. Nisha going straight in for the AC too.
Sure. Why not? I mean, they got mega creeps, so there's no hope for this, for these poor Gaimin Gladiator boys. They just have to sit in their base. At least they get to farm these creeps that come into the base, but they're worth nothing.
That's true. They send the spiders, maybe? Could be helpful. But no, you can see that right now, at least for Gaimin Gladiators, it is very much... They can't even actually go out of their base at all because there's the spinner snares there. They're putting them on all the entrances. Boxy. Going for a little bit of a solo play there on Duraccio into the root, dude. God, this is like Duraccio.
Look at Duraccio.
He's so pissed.
He's like, come on, I can't even. He's like, we're already losing enough. Take it easy.
Jeez. Yeah, the next couple of minutes here feel like it's going to be a little bit of pain compared to you know, what happened in game number 2 against Gaimin Gladiators and Liquid. A little bit of retribution after that one.
Nisha has DD, Mikke is level 20. He's got BKB as well.
Boxy almost surpassing Duraccio at this point.
It's close.
They want it.
They're looking to get the jump. They see Quinn.
But
the
smoke
spinner
up
snare.
there. So they have a 4-person smoke on Gaimin Gladiators, but they find Quinn. Pull him on in and bring him on down.
And Celery.
The overgrowth comes a bit too late there and now stolen. Well, actually, I think you got the other one off, but Silence comes out and diving the fountain. The entire world seems to be falling apart, both in the game and for the team right here. Liquid doing everything that they want. Ice Path stolen. Turns their sights onto these tier 4 towers. Maybe one last hurrah as the buyback comes from Hoodwink, but the stun is for a long time. Boxy gets himself away. Duraccio pops the BKB.
He just wants one.
Get any kill here. Insania, is he going to go down? Stolen Rod, so good coverage by Duraccio. Ace now in trouble, and Duraccio going to be rooted, going to be brought down. A double kill from Zai, the Ancient exposed, and GG is going to be called. Liquid reassert dominance here in Western Europe.
With an interesting draft, an interesting adaptation to what they're playing against. First time in a while that I think we've seen a Death Prophet being played from the safe lane. First time in a while we've seen of Jakiro being played in the off lane too, but Liquid from a commanding stand in the laning phase, right?